characters, historical figures, prophets, Jesus is just an artistic expression. So the story of Lucifer is pretty much about the ego. His ego takes over and he becomes a devil. Thank you for your love and support. We're going far. This is growing really big. All thanks to you. All because of you. You're creating all the buzz. And I am very grateful for this. And I'd like to take the opportunity to address some of the questions that I get, like when will the film be released? What platform will it be on? Is this biblically accurate? And also I would like to talk about the appearance of the prophets, the historical figures, or Christ. So one thing we have to keep in mind is that this film is an inspiration of all the holy books. So we're talking about the Holy Bible, the Quran, Islamic eschatology, the Testament of Solomon, the Book of Enoch, and all the other ancient texts. And they all have these common stories that they all share. And some books, they go more in depth. So these are stories that most of us grew up with. And the intention of this film is really to bring respect to these stories. The main idea is the core message, the value that it brings. And we're talking about a lot about the ego. Ego is the main problem. Ego is the biggest enemy right now. You know, if you let your ego take over, it's only going to bring you down. So the story of Lucifer is pretty much about the ego. His ego takes over and he becomes a devil. Same thing for Pharaoh. So this is inspiration of all these holy books, and what you see of all these characters, historical figures, prophets, Jesus is just an artistic expression. That's not how Archangel Michael looks like. This is more like my vision for this story. So it's more metaphorical. What I want to create is, how can I make it beautiful and powerful? His appearance is based on these qualities. The wings on the back, it's a symbol. It just represents an angel. Does angel have wings? I don't know. Maybe they have multiple wings. Maybe they don't have any wings. Maybe they have different shapes. It's just for us to visually understand that we're talking about an angel right now. So that's what it comes down to. It's really based on design, color palette, mood, attributes, and all of that. So I hope that answered some of the questions that I've been getting. So when will this film come out? This film is set to be released on January 2025, like the full-length feature, which is, we'll talk about like an hour and 10 minutes to an hour and a half. And to make an AI film, there's a workflow behind it, especially when it comes to making a feature length. There's a lot of tedious work. Right now, one person can make an entire film, but having more talents can only elevate the film. And for me, it's really important to have professional voice actors, especially from Toronto is where I live. So they can perform in the studio together to get the best performance out of it. For me, the performance, it has to be authentic, it has to be real for this film. And this film is really important to me, just like it is to you. It's like the biggest project in my life. So I wanna bring the best out of it. And it's really bringing respect to all these prophets and historical figures and Jesus and the stories that we all know about and we appreciate, and these stories are important to us, And I know it's very challenging, because in order for me to fully devote to this, it's hard. I need to take clients' work on the side in order for me to survive, sustain, pay my bills whatsoever. So it gets a bit complicated. It's a bit like, what do I put my time into it, focus? But hopefully in the near future, I can fully devote to this. And one more thing I wanted to say, and what platform will it be on? So when it comes to the platform, I haven't decided yet, but it's definitely not gonna be Netflix. It's not beneficial for filmmakers. And I don't see why I should put on Netflix when I can just put on YouTube. So for the exact platform, I will let you guys know. Right now, my main priority is to complete this film, at least a big portion of it. With that being said, I have something coming really big. Well, a big part of this movie, the intro of this movie, in the following days, weeks. And I think you might like it. Yeah. So again, thank you. And I'm going to keep you guys posted very, very soon.